Well, the reason that we're talking about this morning is because apparently Meghan Markle's brother has given an interview to the Daily Mail, and royal commentator Kate Williams joins us now. Very good morning, to you. And this is interesting, isn't it? Because we had that statement about privacy, and yet it seems that a member of her own family is now speaking publicly.
Yes, and we don't know whether or not Meghan has agreed this. Obviously, this is just the brother's source here. We haven't had any corroboration either way. But he's been quite open. He's been saying that they're very much in love, she's very happy. And what's also quite significant is that he's been saying that her father, Meghan Markle's father, met Prince Harry about 6 months ago. So that does suggest the relationship was serious much earlier than we thought.
Yeah, that's a big timeline shift, isn't it? Which is sort of bad work by all you journos who trace them and try and track them down and tell us what's going on. But very impressive by Harry and Meghan Markle that if they were able to keep that secret for such a long time.
Well, clearly Harry has been nipping off to Canada under the radar of everyone. We obviously, all of us missed him going in and out of Heathrow. And he has been, much... We thought it obviously began in the summer and became more serious over the autumn months, but clearly it has begun much earlier than that, and it has begun, just to an extent, they're having this relationship in which he's meeting the parents.
Well, and of course, meeting the father symbolically is very important, isn't it?
And terrifying.
And terrifying.
If there was going to be any sort of engagement, you would go and talk to Dad, wouldn't you?
I think the brother was just implying that it happened to be that Meghan Markle's father was in Toronto at the same time as Prince Harry, and they got chatting, because I believe that he's retired and he can just pop over quite a lot to see her. So he happened to be there at the same time, and they got chatting.
So it's because they're very close and get on well that Prince Harry has been introduced to the family.
Yes.
But you know, it's not lost on anyone that when you say he's been to meet the dad, that people will start getting sort of all a flutter.
They'll start getting a flutter, and obviously it hadn't happened the other way. Meghan Markle has not met Grandma.
Do we know? Has he met sort of father-in-law?
We don't believe so. We don't believe she's met Prince Charles or the Duchess of Cornwall or any of the more senior royals. We think she probably has met the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge, but as to the senior ones, we believe not yet. But that tends to actually take longer than we would imagine with a royal relationship. It often does happen quite much more towards the engagement moment.
And once that happens, would that be more significant? That would be a time, if we do see them meeting Prince Charles and the Duchess of Cornwall, that would be like, look, this is an engagement probably around the corner.
I think that's meaningful, and I think if we see them publicly having a public engagement with them, there's a difference between private meeting in the drawing room and publicly out on show together. And I think certainly many people are saying, is this going to be the year in which we see Harry get married? So we'll see, of course, Pippa Middleton is going to get married this year. Will we see Harry and Pippa Middleton get married this year? And I think that Harry is at a stage where he's very keen to marry. Many of his friends are marrying, settling down. But the big question is whether or not she wants to change her life so much as to leave
Would she
Canada.
Come here? Could he go and live over there?
I think what would have to happen is that she would have to come here for a certain degree of the time. And she has this very successful career. She's in Suits, which pretty much is filming all the time in Toronto. So she would have to come here. I mean, they are conducting a very long-distance relationship, but I think she'd probably have to get a job in Star Wars or something that's filming here.
There's a lot of Star Wars films being filmed in the UK.
I think she'd be great in Star Wars, but I would certainly... she would have to keep... She'd be a great heroine. She wouldn't necessarily have to give up her job. I mean, many royals do keep their jobs, even though it can be quite difficult, but it's the long-distance relationship. Prince Harry pretty much has to live in Britain.
Kate, thanks very much indeed.